I've really been sitting on this review for damn near a year, and I just never recorded it. Why? From a dark time, something powerful blooms. Welcome to A Runner Does Music, where today we're looking at the 7th studio album from We Came as Rumens, the hauntingly sad yet powerful Darkbloom. This album serves as an important one for the band for several reasons, the biggest of course being that it's the first full body of work the band has created after the passing of lead vocalist Kyle Pavone, leaving all vocal duties to Dave Steffens. Dave, along with every member of the band, has stepped up to deliver what is without a doubt the most raw and emotional version of the band they've ever displayed, creating something beautiful from the wreckage that life has given them. To put it in the best words that I can, I'm just going to quote the chorus of the title track. "The light may fade, but I won't wither away." Let's get into things. This album serves as a sort of sequel to previous album Cold Like War in some easy to see and not easily understood ways, and I want to use that as a way to talk about one of the more interesting songs on the album, Doublespeak. In terms of structure and song progression, there is an obvious comparison to be made to Encoder, with the early electronic and pace-setting instrumentals on display serving as two parts of one song, the prelude and the explosion. Again, just like Encoder, which started off with a very poignant beep, beep before it hits you right in the throat. When the guitar and drums fade away to reveal just the layered vocals, we get simple percussion to complement the delivery from Dave, before being thrust right back into the storm. David Puckett in particular is in some peak form on the drums here, pulling off something I always love to see from this usual background member position, and that's setting the pace and having the band seemingly work around him and bounce off of him in terms of the overall sounds, and vibes, You can especially get that feeling in the last minute of the song when the drums are ringing out the loudest and the guitar, vocals, and bass seemingly all match the rhythm of the drums. The second of three major sequel-like songs is Holding the Embers, which bears a striking match to Lost in the Moments, especially in the lyrical department. While Lost in the Moment spoke to a certain form of blissful, carefree energy, Holding the Embers seemingly flips the idea around, facing oncoming darkness with a faux positivity that resides in a darker mindset, with hope seeping through just enough to retain a forward-facing determination. I specifically like the line, "I'll bury my fear at the end of the road, dig," serving as Dave Steffens looking negativity, and namely fear, in the eye and telling it to fuck right off. Switching gears into tracks that stand on their own but equally as strong, there's the two songs that have features, Black Hole and Daggers. Both of these songs feel like the perfect combination of what makes modern We Came as Rumens so good, their ability to consistently shatter expectations. Akilo Shomo feature is a treat to say the least, and when it comes to his contribution to Black Hole, it's a nice little breakdown progression that doesn't lean too hard into the post-hardcore roots of his Beartooth roots, sitting in just the right kind of vein of metalcore WCAR that has been consistent with their tones lately. When it does come time to step up the anger and fury though, it comes in just one track later with Daggers, featuring the always impressive and never underwhelming 0936. I actually had the chance to see Zero live when he opened up for Neck Deep, I believe, almost 2 years ago. November of 2021, and there's an infectious energy about him, so his contribution to this already heavy and powerful track only made it stronger, perhaps one of the strongest here, if not the strongest. There's no shortage of heavy elements on this album either, with the early song Plagued serving as a throat punch directly at the beginning of the album, switching from blatant instrumental heaviness, courtesy of Lou Cotton, Andy Glass, and Joshua Moore, to lyrical heaviness when the chorus kicks in. Dave yelling out into a void about trying to escape the hell he's currently in rings true and resounds heavily. It's an explosive proclamation, to say the least. Wrapping up this review, I want to talk about the opposite side of heaviness, the sad side that sometimes has more impact than initial brutality. And that's especially true here on Darkbloom. Golden, One More Day, and Promise You are all songs that seemingly speak on the passing of Kyle Pavone with straight-to-the-point lyricism. The night before you left, I saw you one last time, but I couldn't see through tear-filled eyes. Couldn't bring myself to say goodbye. That bridge in Golden is already strikingly sad, but it's the vocal delivery and the nearly orchestral lay of the instruments around the vocals that makes it all the more palpable. Just one track later, we get more of these vibes in One More Day, with more lamentations and Depressing looks back on the situation and aftermath of what death brings. It's powerful to say the least, and so many lyrics on this album come across as beautifully and brutally depressing, but nothing does this better than the final track. Truly the, for lack of a better term, saddest track We Came as Romans has put out, the shockingly beautiful Promise You. This song transcends storytelling, serving as a raw representation and loose retelling of interactions Dave and possibly others went through around the time of their friend's passing, whether literal or figurative, metaphorical. I can't say this is exactly like him writing down what has happened, but it does give that effect. Shedding, screaming, and singing in any melodic sense for the most part, this song delivers its point in a fantastic way, with mostly spoken word verses and stripped back instrumentals. The songs are a surefire way to communicate emotions, and I've sat with tracks and become angry, happy, depressed, and more, but nothing left me as silent as this song did, with both the retellings of situations and the loose correlations it had to things that had happened recently within my own family. Without spending too much time trying to dwell on one horrible situation being compared to another one, I'll just say that an experience is made much more potent when there's a personal connection to the listener and it relates to things going on in their life. That's me speaking critically and personally there. This album, in literal and figurative senses, seems like an acceptance of death and departure, and also a shining beacon of hope for the future of not just the band, but each member of the band and the friends and families of Kyle Pavone. Life will go on, and while there's one last filled chair at the table, their brightness will stick with everyone through the years. This album stands on its own feet as as every good element of the band's discography thus far in terms of metalcore, electronic, post-hardcore, all that influence and the fusion of it all. It comes together to tell raw stories that Dave and the rest of the guys have gone through. This is, without a doubt, on par with To Plant a Seed, to just bring up their possibly most successful album, if not the most successful album they put out. In terms of just the best material that the band has ever written. I could sit here for hours and I still could not do it justice. For these reasons, Darkbloom by We Came as Romans gets an 8.8 out of 10, and that's a review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you stay safe. See you next time.